Hello, Washington. I'm Jonathan Amlung.
And I'm Lydia Yingling. And this is Blue Jay Journal TV. All too often, high schoolers are busy thinking about the next step, and those thoughts can be overwhelming. But for one recent Washington High School graduate, that next step wasn't a step at all. It was a leap of faith. Colleen Kukum has the story.
High schoolers are always preparing for the next step. For WHS alumni Carly Harrison, that next step meant taking a leap of faith.
I was just so done with school. I was just so ready to get out and figure out what I actually believed in and how God can use me in different ways. And so then I just took this mission trip opportunity. I was able to go on outreach to Nepal and Hong Kong, where I was able to hike through the Himalayan mountains.
The mission trip was more than amazing sights and tourist attractions. It was an opportunity for Carly to give to those in need. It was a rewarding experience.
It was crazy and so much fun, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Being able to build the next tea hut was able to provide for a family that they didn't have to sell their children to be in the sex slave industry, and it gave them a different income to impact their family in a more positive way.
Carly's experience wouldn't be possible without Youth with a Mission.
YWAM is a non-profit organization that you have to raise your own support in doing all that, like writing support letters and just asking people, hey, would you like to financially invest in me to work in God's kingdom?
Carly's journey with YWAM has inspired her to continue her mission work.
Now I'm looking at an organization called World Race. That is an 11-month, 11 different country mission trip where I truly feel like God is wanting me to go and spread His love through the world and the nations that I am called to. So if you'd like to support me in any way, prayer or financially, you can go to carlyharrison.theworldrace.org.
For Blue Jay Journal TV, I'm Colleen Kukum reporting.
2017 was a big year for soccer at Washington High School. But did you know it wasn't just our boys soccer team who went to state? Peyton DeBerkey caught up with our Lady Jays to learn more about their Final Four run and what 2018 has in store for them.
Going to state is an unforgettable experience most high schoolers can only dream of achieving. Lucky for us, our girls' soccer team made it to the Final Four last spring.
At the beginning last year, our season went pretty well, a lot better than we thought actually. After we won the first 3 games, we just kept winning. We were like, oh, this is it's a new start, new coach.
Well, at the beginning of the year, Cassidy, she's road to state, and so it was kind of just a joke at first, but then Adam Fisher really pushed us.
The Lady Jays were able to keep their momentum into the postseason.
We knew that this season was better than any season we've had. Once we won districts, we knew that from there on out, we just had to focus on the next game.
I could see the attitudes differ. I think a lot of people tried harder just because it was a new start and everyone wanted to do better. So I think everyone did try a bit harder and everyone kind of pushed each other. I think it was more of a team effort.
Even though they had a remarkable postseason, they could not help but feel their accomplishments went unnoticed.
I feel like the support could have been a little more than it was.
I feel like a lot of people didn't understand that we went to state.
In the moment, it wasn't that big of a deal because we were just excited that we were going to state. But then once we saw the boys team and all the assemblies and all the block tweets and everything that the boys got, we realized that we didn't get nearly as much support from the whole school.
With the majority of last year's teammates returning for this upcoming season, things are looking optimistic for the Lady Jays.
I definitely think last season that everybody started hearing that the girls team was way better than we've ever been before. Goals this year is to win conference and districts again.
Don't forget to support our Lady Jays this spring as they hope to build upon their legacy. For Blue Jay Journal TV, I'm Peyton DeBerkey reporting.
I know in my life, I've been pretty blessed. I've never had to worry about a roof over my head or food on my plate.
I can relate. I've had a pretty good life too. But the harsh reality is that there are some teens who struggle to have their basic needs met.
That is why, as of this year, we have our very own food pantry here at Washington High School for students in need.
Zach Batson has the details.
Before I got here, I taught at a middle school. There was a definite hunger issue. It definitely interfered with kids' learning. When somebody's sitting in class and they're hungry, it's very hard to concentrate.
Over 13 million kids in this country go home without knowing where their next meal is coming from. At Washington High School, one student wanted to make a difference.
In my Child Development 2 class last year, we were having a class discussion about what things interfere with a child's learning. Sierra Smith, who was one of my students at the time, stayed after class and discussed the idea with me of starting a food pantry here at the high school.
We do a food backpack program every Friday where some students get a backpack of food, and Sierra thought that some students might need a little bit more than what's in that food bag.
That is when the idea of a food pantry located here at Washington High School took shape, and now it's fully operational.
So this is just kind of a way that, they can take something home if they need it. It's just a need-by-need basis.
Finding the food pantry is simple.
After the art room, but before band. So it's on the wall that has all those polka dots painted on there. Turn on that hallway and it's the first door on the right.
Donating to the food pantry is just as easy as finding it.
They could contact me or Miss Perryman and they could just drop items off at our offices. Anything in here a student can take with them, hygiene products, canned goods, any kind of clothing that a kid might need, items that are just specifically for kids that are homeless, a bunch of school supplies, and undershirts for people.
Despite all the progress, there's still a lot of work to be done.
I wish that some students knew more about it. I would really love to see it in a room of its own.
Big things are happening here at Washington High School. If you'd like to help see Mrs. Perriman, this is Zach Batson reporting.
Between yearbook and Blue Jay Journal TV, journalism classes have been a huge part of my high school experience. But for some lucky students north of the Missouri River, their journalism journey started at a much younger age. Molly Eckelkamp met with these students to learn more about what they're doing.
It's like a fun way to just get creative and just make fun videos.
It's just a group of kids that kind of want to just get into like news stuff.
Recently, a new club was formed in Marthasville and Augusta elementary schools.
Journalism club is something you can describe and you can tell your school about events that are happening.
It's very new. We're looking at it as just kind of a beginning way to get the kids to open up a little bit, kind of find out who they are a little bit.
The social and educational aspects of the club are very beneficial.
Their personalities have changed so much in the few months that we've been doing this, and I think it has been good for them to really kind of find out who they are, that they're their own little person.
It's actually kind of a lot harder than you would think to make sort of this broadcast.
It made me nervous because I knew everyone would see it, so I felt really nervous. I feel relieved that I did it without messing up so many times.
I've learned to not be as shy in front of the camera because I'm really shy, and just to be yourself.
I like that we get to work with other kids on other things other than school.
They can play a big part in the school even though they're just one person. It's really helped them to open up.
You can find their broadcasts on Marthasville or Augusta Elementary School's websites. For Blue Jay Journal TV, I'm Molly Eckelkamp reporting.
Just because the show is ending doesn't mean you can't visit www.bluejayjournal.com for more news and views from our school and community.
John's right. Make sure you visit our website too.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day, Washington.